This is a presentation on the distillation process that belongs to the second year student. I think it is very helpful for the second year student, that is third semester. It is related to the pharmaceutical engineering, that is of second year student, B Farm second year student syllabus, and the semester third. Today we will discuss about the distillation process. First of all, we discuss about the contents of the distillation process. There is a introduction of distillation process. We will discuss about the introduction part of the distillation process and the applications. So there are so many applications of the distillation process, and the theories like Rawls law, Dalton's law, real solution, ideal solution, relative volatility. So these are the theories of the distillation process. And we have two types of deviation, that is positive and negative deviation. And the general equipment for distillation like still, condensate, and receiver. So these are the distillation general equipment for distillation process. And so many apparatus used for the distillation process like simple distillation, flash distillation, and molecular distillation. So we have different methods for the distillation process. We have three types of distillation methods like simple, flash, and molecular distillation. So we will start with the introduction of distillation process. As you can see that the distillation is an unit operation which involves the separation of vaporizable component from a multi-component system and subsequent condensation of vapors. Distillation is a process of separating the substances from a liquid mixture by selective condensation and evaporation. The distillation process involves two steps. One is converting a liquid into vapor phase, and the second one is transferring the vapor to another place and recovering the liquid by condensation. The feed liquid is known as distillant, and the condensed liquid is known as a distillate or condensate. If one component is volatile and the other are non-volatile, it is possible to separate volatile components from non-volatile components by distillation. In such cases, distillation is considered as a separation or purification method. When heat is applied to a mixture, a more volatile liquid evaporates readily than the less volatile liquid. As a result, the condensed liquid consists of a high proportion of highly volatile liquid and less amount of less volatile liquid. Therefore, the distillation is said to be partial separation method. The extent of separation is governed by the properties of the components involved and the physical arrangement used for distillation. Distillation operation is used when condensed vapor is required as a product. The evaporation operation is used when the concentrated liquid residue is needed as a product. The temperature of the liquid is maintained below its boiling point. Further, the vapor is not condensed unless recovery is essential. Drying operation is used when dried solid residue is required as a product. Next, we will discuss about the applications of distillation. So we have so many applications, as you can see in the PPT, like the separation of volatile oils, purification of organic solvent, manufacture of oil preparation, the recovery of solvents. So the separation of volatile oils. Volatile oils are separated from cloves, anise seeds and eucalyptus leaves by the method of steam distillation. And the purification of organic solvents. Normally the simple distillation method is used for the purification of liquids having single component as a major fraction, and the simple distillation method is also used for determining the boiling range of a liquid as per IP 1996 as a method to decide the purity. Absolute alcohol, that is 100% ethanol, can be obtained by azeotropic distillation. Manufacture of official preparations, spirit of nitrous ether and aromatic spirit of ammonia are prepared by simple distillation. Distilled water and water for injection are prepared as per the specification of pharmacopoeia by simple and compression distillation methods. Refining of petroleum products. In the petroleum industry, the crude oil is refined into different fractions using flash distillation. Each fraction is a multi-component system. Examples are petroleum ether 60, 80, etc. The recovery of solvents. Solvents are used for extraction of drugs from plant parts and synthetic reaction mixtures. These solvents must be recovered in order to prevent environmental contamination. The recovered solvent may be recycled for further use. The quality control methods. The distillation method is used for determining alcohol content in liquid dosage forms such as elixirs as per IP 1996. Azeotropic distillation method is used for the determination of water content in a substance using toluene according to IP 1996. The separation of drugs obtained from plant and animal sources. The drugs of natural origin such as plants are normally extracted using maceration or percolation method. The menstruum, that is solvent used for extraction, is distilled off and the active constituents are separated. The purification of drugs obtained from chemical process. Many chemical processes involve the conversion of raw materials into products. The products are separated from the reaction mixture and purified using the methods of distillation. Next, we will discuss about the theories of the distillation process as we discussed in the starting. So many theories are there, so like ideal solution, Rolle's law, real solution, Dalton's law, and so many theories. So the distillation is a process of separating and purifying the components in a liquid mixture. The primary data required to solve any distillation problems are vapor-liquid equilibrium relationship. The distillation method depends on the relative volatilities of the components present in the mixture. When two liquids are mixed together, they may be miscible with each other in all proportions. Such miscible liquids are known as binary mixture of liquids. Examples of binary mixtures are ethyl alcohol and water, water and acetone, benzene and carbon tetrachloride. We will discuss the ideal solution. The ideal solution is defined as the one in which there is no change in the properties of the components other than dilution when they are mixed to form a solution. Heat is neither absorbed or nor evolved during mixing. The final volume of the solution represents the additive properties of the individual constituents. Example is methanol and water, which have similar properties. Ideal solution theory provides a model system to which real or non-ideal solution can be compared. Ideal solutions are characterized by one of the important physicochemical properties of liquids, namely vapor pressure. Rolle's law. Rawls' law express a quantitative relationship between the concentration and vapor pressure. Rawls' law states that the partial vapor pressure of each volatile constituent is equal to the vapor pressure of the pure constituent multiplied by its mole fraction in the solution at a given temperature. Rawls' law may be mathematically expressed as the partial vapor pressure of a liquid that is equal to the vapor pressure of the of pure liquids, and it is multiplied by the mole fraction of the liquid. A mixture of ethylene chloride and benzene obeys Rawls' law. When two liquids are mixed, the vapor pressure of each one is reduced by the presence of the other to the extent of dilution of each phase. Ideal solution is defined as the one that obeys Rawls' law, and Rawls' law is obeyed by only a few solutions of liquid in liquids. These solutions are also known as the perfect solutions, and the components of these solutions have a similar structure. Examples are benzene and toluene, N-hexane and N-heptane, ethyl bromide and ethyl iodide. Next, if we discuss about the Dalton's law of partial vapor pressure states that the total pressure exerted by a mixture of ideal gases may be considered as sum of the partial vapor pressure exerted by each gas if alone were present and occupied the total volume. Dalton's law is mathematically expressed as the total vapor pressure that is equal to the partial pressure of the sum of the partial pressure of A and the partial pressure of B. Their properties are additive, that is, the total vapor pressure of the mixture is the weighted average of the vapor pressure of pure individual constituents. The following conclusions can be drawn from figure, that is the partial pressure of the component varies linearly from 0 to full vapor pressure as a mole fraction varies from 0 to 1, and the total pressure exerted by the system at a particular composition is equal to the sum of the partial pressure of its components. Next one is the real solution. Most systems show varying degree of deviation from Rawls' law depending on the nature of the liquids and the temperature. These solutions are known as real solutions. The deviations are observed because the solute-solute, solute-solvent and solvent-solvent interaction are unequal. Examples include carbon tetrachloride, cyclohexane, and chloroform and acetane. Next one is the positive and negative deviations. Positive deviation: in some liquid systems, the vapor pressure is greater than the sum of the partial pressure of the individual components. Such systems are said to exhibit the positive deviation from Rawls' law. Example includes carbon tetrachloride, cyclohexane, benzene, and ethanol. This type of behavior occurs when the components differ in their polarity, length of hydrocarbon chain, and the degree of association. The degree of deviation from Rawls' law decreases as the temperature increases, since the differences in the nature of components are reduced at higher temperature. Conversely, a decrease in temperature may lead to a decrease in miscibility of two components and phase separation. Next one is a negative deviation. In some liquid system, the vapor pressure is lower than that of the sum of partial pressures of the individual components. Such system slow. Examples include chloroform and acetone, pyridine and acetic acid, water and nitric acid. This type of behavior occurs when interactions such as hydrogen bonding, salt formation and hydration occur between the components of a solution. As a result, the vapor pressure of each component is lowered with respect to the behavior of an ideal solution. Rolle's law does not apply over the entire concentration range in a non-ideal solution. If one liquid is present in high concentration, it is considered as a solvent. The other liquid is very dilute, hence Rolle's law is valid for that composition, though the liquid pair behaves non-ideal manner. It has some applications like differences in the behavior of a mixture influences the method of distillation. The area include the fractional distillation of intermediates and drugs, purification of alcohols and other organic solvents. The complete separation of components of a mixture by fractional distillation may not be achieved if large positive or negative deviation from Rolle's law are observed. These are the two deviations that you can see in the graph, like the positive deviation and negative deviation, that is graphed between the vapor pressure and the mole fraction. Total vapor pressure and the total vapor pressure of positive and negative deviation, the effect of total vapor pressure of A and B. We have two types of theories, like the volatility of any substance in a solution may be defined as the equilibrium partial pressure of the substance in a vapor phase divided by the mole fraction of the substance in the solution, and the relative volatility is commonly expressed with the higher of the two volatilities in the numerator. Next, if we discuss about the general equipments for distillation, the construction of equipment for the distillation has been described using several figures in subsequent subsections. The general equipment, either for laboratory use or for industrial scale, consists of three parts. One is still, second one is condenser, and the third one is the receiver. First one is still. It is a vaporizing chamber and used to place the material to be distilled. The size of the still should be such that only 1/2 to 2/3 full of liquid is filled. If the still is too large, superheating and sometimes decomposition of liquids may occur. The still is heated by a suitable means, that is steam, for the vaporization of the volatile constituents. The temperature at which the liquid boils is of considerable importance. Therefore, the provision is made to place the thermometer in the still. A condenser is attached to the still using appropriate joints. On laboratory scale, the round bottom flasks made of glass are used so that the progress of the distillation can be noticed. At the same time, the feet can be added as and when required. Stills are made of stainless steel, copper or suitable material to provide efficient heat transfer. In these stills, an observation window is provided. Some liquids have a tendency to bump or froth, which promotes the carrying of liquid with vapor. To prevent this, a trap is inserted between distillation flask and condenser. Condenser helps in condensing the vapor. Condenser is a heat exchanger. It is kept cold by circulating water through water jackets. The boiling point and volatility of the substance are the main factors governing the choice of condenser. The main points in the construction of a condenser are as follows. The condenser must be easy to clean. The condenser must be easy to clean. The cooling surface must be large enough because the rate of condensation is proportional to the area of condensing surface. The condensing surface must be reasonably a good conductor of heat because the rate of condensation is proportional to the rate at which the surface is cooled. The film of condensed liquid is a bad conductor and must be removed quickly in order to avoid serious impairment of the efficiency of condenser. For this reason, condenser is always placed in an inclined position. The warm water in contact with the condensing surface must be quickly carried away and its place should be taken by fresh cold water. The cooling water is arranged to move on the counter current principle, that is, its direction of flow is opposite to that of the flow of vapor to be condensed. There are three classes of condenser that is described below, that is a single surface condenser, double surface condenser and a multi-tubular condenser. Single surface condenser examples are Liebig condenser, spiral condenser and the double surface condensers. The efficiency of condensation increases in this double surface condensers, and the multi-tubular condensers, they are usually made of metal and used for large scale work. In the preparation of distilled water and water for injection, multi-tubular condensers are used. You can see in the diagram there are so many condensers like Liebig, Elgin, Graham, Dimroth, Fredericks and the Lucas condensers. Different types of construction, that is the straight tube, that is the bulb type, spiral type, coil type, cold finger, spiral type and double surface. Next, the receiver. It is used to collect the distillate, and it may be a simple flask or modified flask such as Florentine receivers. Sometimes the receiver is immersed in an ice bath or other freezing mixtures. This minimizes the loss of volatilization. Florentine receivers are used for the separation of oil and water. These are the two types. Type 1, these are used for the separation of oil heavier than water, and type 2, these are used for the separation of oil lighter than water. The receiver used for oil lighter than water is fitted with a siphon at the bottom which works when it gets filled with water, while the tap fitted near the top is an outlet for the flow of oil. You can see in the type 1 and type 2 receiver kind of receivers that you can see in the structure in the PPT, that we have two types of receiver, type 1 and type 2. And the classification of distillation methods, as you can see that the distillation method is divided into the following types, that is the simple distillation, that is known as the differential distillation, flash distillation, it is also known as equilibrium distillation, the vacuum distillation, that is also known as the distillation under reduced pressure, molecular distillation, that is the evaporation distillation or short path distillation, fractional distillation, that is rectification, azeotropic and extractive distillation, the steam distillation, destructive distillation and compression distillation. First, we discuss about the simple distillation. Simple distillation is a process of converting a single constituent from a liquid into a vapor, transferring the vapor to another place, and recovering the liquid by condensing the vapor, usually by allowing it to come in contact with a cold surface. The process is known differential distillation, as distillation is based on the differences in volatilities and vapor pressure of the component in the mixture. Next, the principle of the simple distillation, that is based on the principle like a liquid boils when its vapor pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure. Simple distillation is conducted at its boiling point. The higher the relative volatility of the liquid, the better is the separation by simple distillation. Heat is supplied to the liquid so that it boils. The resulting vapor is transferred to a different place and condensed. If the liquid of interest is volatile and the remaining components are non-volatile, then the simple distillation is a useful mean of purification and separation of liquids. Steam distillation have so many applications, like the simple distillation is used for the preparation of distilled water and the water for injection. Volatile and aromatic waters are prepared by this method. Organic solvents are purified. A few official compounds are prepared by distillation. Examples are spirit of nitrous ether and aromatic spirit of ammonia. Non-volatile solids are separated from volatile liquids. Construction of the simple distillation. The construction, it consists of a distillation flask with a side arm sloping downward, and condenser is fitted into the side arm by means of a cork. The condenser is usually water condenser, that is jacketed for circulation of water. The condenser is connected to a receiver flask using the adapter. On a laboratory scale, the whole apparatus is made up of a glass. As you can see that in the structure in the PPT, that we have thermometer, distillation flask, liquid, condenser, water, adapter, and receiver. The apparatus, the different types of apparatus have different functions. You can see in the structure. Working or procedure of the simple distillation. In the laboratory scale, the liquids to be distilled is filled into the flask to 1/2 to 2/3 of its volume. The bumping is avoided by adding some pieces of porcelain or porous pot before distillation. A thermometer is inserted into the cork and fixed to the flask. The thermometer bulb must be just below the level of the side arm. Water is circulated through the jacket of the condenser as the contents are heated gradually. The liquids begin to boil after some time. The vapor begins to rise up and passes down the side arm into the condenser. The temperature rises rapidly and reaches a constant value. The temperature of the distillate is noted down, and which is equal to the boiling point of the liquid. The vapor is condensed and collected into the receiver. The flame is adjusted so that the distillate is collected at the rate of 1 to 2 drops per second. Distillation should be continued until a small volume of liquid remains in the flask. If we discuss if we done the simple distillation in the large scale, so it has a different function, different working. That is, a liquid to be distilled is filled into the still to 1/2 to 2/3 of its volume. The bumping is avoided by the adding small pieces of porcelain or porous pot before distillation. A thermometer is inserted into the still. Water is circulated through the jacket of the condenser. Steam is passed through the inlet. The contents are heated gradually. The liquid begins to boil after some time. The vapor begins to rise up and passes into the condenser. Next, if we discuss about the flash distillation is defined as the process leave high tone to a zone. Flash distillation is also known as equilibrium distillation, that is, the separation is attempted when the liquid and vapor phases are in equilibrium. This method is frequently carried out as a continuous process and does not involve rectification. The principle is when a hot liquid mixture is allowed to enter from a high pressure zone into a low pressure zone, the entire liquid mixture is suddenly vaporized. This process is known as flash vaporization. During this process, the chamber gets cooled. The individual vapor phase molecules of a high boiling fraction get condensed, while low boiling fraction remains as vapor. This process requires certain amount of time, therefore the liquid and vapor is kept in intimate contact until the equilibrium is achieved. The liquid fraction is collected separately. The vapor is separated from the liquid and further allowed to condensate. You can see the apparatus for the flash distillation in the diagram. The feed and the pump, the heater, the pressure reducing valve, the vapor separator, vapor to condensate, and the liquid. Construction. The construction of it consists of a pump which is connected to a feed reservoir. Pump helps in pumping the feed into the heating chamber, which contains a suitable heating mechanism. The other end of the pipe is directly introduced into the vapor liquid separator through a reducing valve. The vapor outlet is provided at the top of the separator and liquid outlet is provided at the bottom. Next one is a working. The feed is pumped through a heater at a certain pressure. The liquid gets heated, which enters the vapor liquid separator through a pressure reducing valve. Due to the drop in pressure, the hot liquid flashes, which further enhances the vaporization process. The sudden vaporization induces cooling. The individual vapor phase molecules of high boiling fraction get condensed while low boiling fraction remains as vapor. The mixture is allowed for a sufficient time so that the vapor and liquid portions separate and achieve equilibrium. The vapor is separated through a pipe from above and liquid is collected from the bottom of the separator. By continuously feeding into a still, it is possible to obtain continuous flash distillation. The operating conditions can be adjusted in such a way that the amount of feed exactly equals the amount of material removed. Therefore, the vapor and liquid concentration at any point remains constant in the unit. Next is a molecular distillation. If we discuss about the molecular distillation, in this process we molecular distillation is defined as the distillation process in which each molecule in the vapor phase travels mean free path and gets condensed individually without intermolecular collision on application of vacuum. Molecular distillation is based on the principle of the simple distillation with some modifications. This is also called the evaporative distillation or short path distillation. As you can see that this is the structure of the molecular distillation: the condenser, the heater, vacuum pump connection, bucket, product and the residue. The principle is the substance to be distilled have very low vapor pressure. Examples are viscous liquids, oils and greases, waxy materials and high molecular weight substances. These boils at very high temperatures in order to decrease the boiling point of the liquid. High vacuum must be applied. The vapor pressure above the liquid is much lower than that of the saturated vapors in equilibrium. At very low pressure, the distance between the evaporating surface and the condenser is approximately free path of the vapor molecules. Molecules leaving the surface of the liquid and more likely hit the condenser surface than to collide with other molecules. The construction, if we discuss about the construction of the molecular distillation, so it consists of a bucket shaped vessel having a diameter of about 1 to 1.5 meter, which is rotated at a high speed using a motor. Radiant heaters are provided externally. The fluid condensers are very at the top. The provisions are made for introducing feed into the center of the bucket, for receiving the product and residue for recirculation. Vacuum is applied at the center of the vessel. The bucket-shaped vessel is allowed to rotate at high speed. The field is introduced from the center of the vessel due to centrifugal action of the rotating bucket. Liquid moves outward over the surface of the vessel and forms a film. Since the radiant heaters heat the surface, the liquid evaporates directly from the film. Working of the molecular distillation: the vessel is heated by a suitable means. Vacuum is applied at the center of the vessel and vipers are allowed to rotate. The field is entered through the inlet of the vessel. As the liquid flows down the walls, it is spread to form a film by polytetrafluoroethylene vipers, which are moving at a rate of 3 meters per second. The velocity of the film is 1.5 meters per second. Since the surface is already heated, the liquid film evaporates directly. The vapor travels its main path and strikes the condenser. The condensate is collected into a vessel. The residue is collected from the bottom of the vessel and recirculated through the feed of the feed for the distillation. The applications, it also for have some applications like the purification of chemicals such as triglycerol phosphate, dibutyl phthalate and dimethyl phthalate. More frequently used in the refining of fixed oils, and vitamin A is separated from fish liver oil. Vitamin E is concentrated by this method from fish liver oil and other vegetable oils. Free fatty acids are distilled at 100 degrees centigrade. Steroids can be obtained between 100 degrees centigrade and 200 degrees centigrade, while triglycerides can be obtained from 200 degree onwards. Proteins and gums will remain as non-volatile residues. Thus, the above mixture can be separated by molecular distillation. So this is all about the distillation process. Have a nice day and thank you.